Hi, this is April Backus, April/Pole. Doing this video here. I kind of look like but both me and my son have hand, foot, and mouth, so it's been fun. A little bit about why I chose what I chose. Oleg Oprisco, I found him randomly going through online, and I was looking at some of his images, and what I really liked about him is that, one, he uses an old school camera, which is all film, and he takes a long time processing these images and going through and choosing everything, from the makeup to the clothes to the backgrounds, and and then the ideas themselves. They're all concepts. They're all telling a story within one image, and that is what I liked about him. And I've had an idea for an image that I wanted to do for a long time. I just never really got the chance to do it. The work schedule and kids and married, it's a hectic life. So I was really excited to be able to get the chance to do that. My image reflects my own life. This is something that I've gone through now twice, unfortunately. It's not something that anybody should have to or wants to go through. And I wanted to take that and portray that in an image because I've never seen that done before. So what I did is I actually drew out this concept step by step by step of, everything that I felt was important to me and the key steps of how the situation took place. So with that being said, I pretty much already had this entirely envisioned in my head when we started this. It was just made it a little bit easier for me actually going through the steps and going to the place and figuring out where it was going to take place and what I needed to take with me. My light reflector is always with me. I take that on every shoot that I have, which is, it makes a huge difference. So if you don't have one, you can actually buy one on Amazon for I bought mine for I think $23. I'll put a link in here for you guys. The one with handles, spectacular, works great. Especially if you're doing it alone. Now, I went out and I kind of scoped out a couple places, even though I already knew where exactly I wanted to have it done. But unfortunately, Wisconsin weather, it rained 2 days straight. So when I went the day before, I was going to have this shoot to this place that I was going to have it. The original place was actually swamped over, and there was no way that we were going to be able to get through that. The girl that I got to model, she is actually 8 months pregnant right now, and she was just like, no, I'm not going to have it. We got to try to find someplace else. So I stayed in the same location, which here is a big trails walkthrough. It's really beautiful in the fall. And I found these stairs. So I was like, well, how cool would that be to have each picture portrayed on a different step, because it is a different step, if you look at it from that aspect. Some people may look at my photo and be like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of a cool photo, but other people are going to look at it and they're going to be like, whoa, that's pretty deep, it all depends on how you interpret it. So once I figured out exactly, the day before where I was going to shoot this, I brought my camera with me to adjust some things on there, like the brightness and contrast and stuff like that. And then the next day, we all met down there, and we walked over there to do all the images and stuff like that. And the weather was different. It was really, really dark. So I, again, had to adjust everything to the best that I could. And even then, my images came out pretty dark. I feel the clarity is not all there, but it's, they turned out as the best they could with what I had and the weather and everything like that. Now, if I were to be on a normal shoot, it would have been something that I would have rescheduled simply because of the weather. Nobody wants, dark, grainy images, and sometimes you just can't help it. But because obviously it's school and we have a deadline, I continued on and did the best I could with my image. Now, instead of just taking one whole image and just, editing it, I actually took a few small images and then combined them into one image to make this overall, image, I guess. And then because it was dark, I did use a yellow gradient, and I lowered down the opacity on it. And then I do have a picture of sun rays that I had taken a while back, and I threw it in there as well to try to get it to brighten up a little bit. I think it worked out pretty good. And then So that's how I came to my final image. I really love Oleg's work. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. His mind is just genius. I'm telling you. Like, I'm not sure if everybody's gonna interpret it the way that I interpret it, but I look deep into photos, and especially his. You know, like they have this one where this girl is like hugging a light bulb, and there's like light bulbs laying all around her. Like, that is just fantastic. Like, some people might be like, oh, she likes electricity, and it's like, I mean, I can see how people would think that, but I generally enjoy that photo. So what I used when I took with me is I had my tripod, and I knew going in that I had to keep my tripod in the exact same spot through the whole entire process, just simply because of lighting issues, and you know, I didn't want them to be moving around too much, so I did use my tripod for that, and I put it further back so that way I could get the entire image overall. I wouldn't have to crop it up or anything or add anything into it. And then I did use my 35mm lens with my Canon EOS M3 that school sent me, and I did use my light reflector. It was a little bit harder for the images that were further away, like when he's, you know, up at the top and he's walking away. It was really hard using it for that because he was just so far away, but that is how I came to my final image. It was a life event that happened to me. I feel very, very strongly about it. As you can see in my drawing, I know some people were confused about exactly what I was trying to go for, but it's a concept image. It's, you know, I have this concept of this life event that happened to me, and I wanted to put that in a single photograph. So in order to do that, taking the separate pictures and then adding them all together and then masking them out in Photoshop was the only way, obviously, to get said whole image. So I hope you enjoy my work, and I really had fun with this class, and I can't wait to see what everybody else comes up with.